What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today I am going to be doing Road to Elden Ring Bloodborne Platinum Part 2. I did do a stream about this game yesterday, or no, on Friday I think, but I wasn't really sure whether I wanted to do videos or streaming, but I think I will be doing streaming. And just to clarify something, this is a pre-recorded audio because my game did not record my voice commentary on it, so I will be voicing this over and above and explaining what I done in the game and what I was saying during this gameplay. Now, just to clarify some things, this is going to be a playthrough where I go through multiple Soulsbourn games and Souls-like games before Elden Ring comes out on the 25th of February. I'm super excited for that, and I I did mention in the video before my recording got cut off that I did not actually start a new game. I actually started a new game and went through the first few areas and few bosses uh, before I done my stream on Friday, I think. So this is like not far into the game, but it's a decent amount into the game. I go over my stats and everything, which I'll in the gameplay it'll show now. I done Hemwick Lane and fought the witches of Hemwick, and I got a few items from there in the previous live stream. In today's live stream, I'll not live stream, in this today's video, I'm gonna be doing this Hypogean Goal, however you pronounce it. This area, it's a optional missable area, and in this gameplay, I will be showing you how to get to those location. It is super missable. You can easily go through some of your playthroughs and not find it at all. I actually found it on accident, but I'll go through it and show you there. I think I'll be doing the series as videos, but just to clarify something, that I will not always post gameplay of every second I play of this game. You might get gameplay now, but the next time you'll see a part of this will be further into the game. But I will be doing explanations on what I done and the how far I am into the game build that I have. I think right about now in the gameplay, I will show you my stats. I have a Ludwig's Holy Blade +6, which is super OP for so early on in the game. I went to some high-end areas early to get upgrade materials, which I don't recommend for a beginner player. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. And for my stats, you can see I'm level 42. Right now I want to get my vitality up to 30 and my strength up to 25, so I'm working towards that. And yeah, and this area, I do say take this with a bit of advice. They don't go to this area at such low level. Fight a few enemy bosses, level up a bit, and then go to this area I'm about to go to. It's a really hard area, as you can see in the during like the end portions of the video. I am going to be fighting a really epic boss. I do die a couple of times, even with help. I did summon someone NPC to help me out. I did struggle, so I highly recommend you do not do this area early on if you're a new player. If you're a bit of a skilled player, yes, go for it. That's what I done here, just to get a bit more of upgraded materials, upgrade my weapons, make sure I'm a bit more secure for the upcoming bosses. Anyway, right now what I'm doing is showing you how to get to that area. So you come to Cathedral Ward, you go outside and you take a right. I got hit by this enemy right here. So just as you can see how overpowered my weapon is. Just two-shot this enemy. You generally do not two-shot him like at all. Like, it is really hard to two-shot this guy. But because I have a +6 Ludwig's Holy Blade, it is really easy. Now, this is the enemy I was talking about. I don't know what you call him. I just call him the sack guy. Now, what you want to do is you have to die to him. Once you die to him, you're going to be sent to a cell of sorts, and a cutscene's going to play out, and then you know you're in that secret location. But if I accidentally died to one of these during my off-stream playthrough, and I was so upset. I wanted to show you guys how to get to that. But anyway, once you die to him, I'll show you exactly in this gameplay footage where to go and where you're gonna be spawned. just in because this is a PS4 title, the loading times are long a bit long. But anyway, now we go on to that area. Like I said, if you're wondering why the gameplay and my recording are not like properly in sync, is because, well, I recorded my gameplay, forgot to put my mic on. Luckily I made this into a video and not a live stream. If it was a live stream, it would have been a complete waste of my time and your time, but luckily it's a video. Now this is where the light bulb is, but that's not where you spawn into this area. I'll show you where to go. Okay, now these enemies right here, right? So when you fight them and you deal a certain amount of damage, they will go into a second transform state, which deals a lot more damage. They can easily two-shot you, but the trick is, while they're in the transformation state, you just go behind them and hold R2, heavy attack, and you put them in a stun position, and you can riposte on them. It deals a lot of damage, and that's our best way to fight this guy so early on. Now this is where you spawn after the sec guy kills you, and then you just go up the stairs by the lamp, and that's going to be your checkpoint throughout the entire game. Now going down the staircase is going to be an NPC that you can send to the cathedral ward. I think she gives you like a blood vial that heals your health over time, if I'm not mistaken. I'm really not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way to send it to cathedral ward, if you have the black church garb. If you want to know where it is, go watch the previous live stream. It is in cathedral ward. It's not really that hard to miss, but it's on a dead body in an alleyway. But once you get it, just come and speak to her, rush through a dialogue, and you can send her up to cathedral ward. Like I said, just rush through a dialogue. Okay, you're also done that entire area. You're gonna come up there, fight this guy, and we will go to the boss but later in the game. It's kind of the opposite direction. Like on our way down, there's like a secret pathway that you can enter that allows you to fight the boss. But there's a couple of items that you want to get in this area first before you fight the boss. Yeah. Okay, now this witch is going to ambush you if you walk like just directly straight. Do not do that. There's a couple of ambushes in this place. I'll show you one. There's 3 in total actually. You're gonna fight this pig right here. Bait that dash forward by running here, so you don't take a bunch of damage. Okay, now on the chariot, the item there is armor set that you can wear. Really decent armor set. Not the best looking one, but it's decent. Okay, now this area, I was explaining in the video at this point that it's gonna change after you defeat a certain boss, Rom the Vacuous Spider. Meaning once you come back here, it's gonna be completely different, worse enemies, stronger enemies, and it's just gonna open up more paths. So you are gonna lose out on a lot of stuff if you don't do this place early before you fight Rom the Vacuous Spider. A lot of optional areas are gonna change if you don't fight, if you do it after you fight Rom. Okay, now this is the second ambush. I tried to dodge it, but I almost died right here, but luckily I got out of the way and healed in time. Get 2 plat files. Okay, now this area here has a lot of rogue enemies. They're pretty weak, but they fast. They jump all over the place and like they just deal a shit ton of damage for weak enemies. Like I don't know why. Like any Soulsbourn games, ask anyone, dogs are the most annoying enemies. They are seriously the most annoying enemies. They attack in packs, they fast, and they can destroy your health so quickly. Yeah, I tried baiting the dogs out, but they just decided not to rush me for some reason. I nearly died again. Oh yeah, okay, now this weapon here is really cool, one of my favorite weapons. So basically it's how can I say, okay, it's like a Tesla looking weapon, a mace probably. So now it's an electric weapon. It's transformed state gives your weapon a lightning debuff, really good for kin enemies. You'll find them later on in the game. They're really weak to fire, but the only problem, not fire lightning, but the only problem I have with this weapon is it has a really low durability of only 100. Using the L2 state constantly, which is the best way to use a weapon, breaks the weapon faster. So sometimes you might not even go through half the area before you have to return to the Hunter's Dream and repair your weapon. So a really fun weapon, but not an ideal weapon. But like I said, in this games, any weapon is worth trying out. Okay, now see these creatures here, how can I explain? You'll find them around the world. They give you upgrade material for your weapon. But you have to kill them in fast, is because they'll run away from you, and if you give them enough time, they will disappear. Now going behind you, you'll find 2 dogs and another sec guy. Try to bait the dogs and don't fight the dogs while fighting the sec guy at the same time. You'll see why that is a bad idea in a moment here. Like only one rushed me and I nearly died again. Look at that. Look how much damage they did. The guy like wiped out like 90% of my health in so little time. So I want to defeat the dogs. Just about fighting this guy. So see me use the strategy I said earlier in the video about waiting for. Okay, actually I don't do that, y'all. So that essentially that animation, while he's doing that animation, just like run up behind him and use a heavy R2 attack. It does stun him and allows you to riposte on him. Really effective way to kill these guys early on. I have said that before, I know I'm repeating myself, but I cannot stress that enough. Fighting these guys properly like any other enemy early on will get you killed. Now we are going to be going to the boss fight. This is the secret passage I was telling you about that you can really must. So just go in here. This is going to be the third ambush. That one which runs past is going to be another which right here waiting to grab you. The sheer amount of times she comes and grabs me and deals a lot of damage, and other which kills me is unbelievable. You don't recognize these enemies as the witches of Hemwick. You'll notice that a lot in the game is as you go on, some early game bosses just become regular enemies. Let's fight a bunch of these guys. Okay, now in that room is going to be two sec guys. Bait one out, fight him, and then fight the other one. You see, you find a lot of pebbles around this area. They're basically useless items, as you can see. Only 2 damage, but it's a great way to pull certain enemies out to fight them instead of fighting them in a horde. And he just like did not want to come, so I had to throw a second one, and accidentally I aggro the other set guy, but luckily he de-aggroed really fast. And just like that I killed him. The Ludwig's Holy Blade heavy to the second transformation, heavy R2 attack is really potent. I mean, like really potent. You can one-shot any enemies if you have a +10 of this weapon. People call it, but the Bloodborne community calls this weapon the noob weapon, but like whatever. I'm not gonna gatekeep myself for strong ass weapons. If there's something strong, I'm using it, because these games are bloody hard, and you're gonna see why in a second. So the boss we're about to fight is a lightning based boss, so he does a lot of lightning damage. So I'm trying to figure out an armor set that will give me the most lightning defense, and the black charge carb seems to give me the best against bolt. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, this enemy is really weak to fire. Don't quote me on that. I think I used fire. A fire debuff on my weapon during this fight seemed to work most of the time. And another thing is, if you have the old Hunter's Edition, you can actually summon people to fight with you. Now, the reason I don't recommend you do this on your first playthrough. Fight every boss by yourself. Do not ask for help. That's one thing. You can have an overpowered build, but don't ask for help. Fight the boss on your own if it's your first playthrough. Right now I have 26,000 souls, which not souls, blood echoes. I do not, okay, in any souls game, before you fight the boss, always spend your blood echoes. Now the reason why I summon this guy is also because I have a lot of blood echoes. I just want to defeat this boss and then level up one time instead of going back to the Hunter's Dream and then coming back and fighting him. So you'll see now why is that a mistake. So I go and I fight this guy. That damn AoE screwed me over a lot of times. I died 3 times before I defeated him. Okay. Another thing is that I made a mistake early on. I was locking onto the enemy, which in this case, for this enemy, do not ever do. That's like the biggest mistake you can do right now, because as you can see, I didn't even get to half of his health and I'm already dead. Okay, but the second time I try to do it, it goes a bit better. So like I said, do not lock onto that enemy. You will suffer because the camera will be all over the place. He jumps around, moves really fast. You're gonna get cornered again. Like I'll show you in my second death. I get cornered and he uses AoE that like wipes out 90% of my health, and I was there for like 1% trying to escape and I died. So okay, another thing is, once you defeat all of these enemies once, just run straight to the boss. Don't fight them again. It's just a giant waste of time. Remember for that ambush, and just sprint towards the boss fight. These enemies will de-aggro at some point and don't chase you to the boss fight, so you'll be fine. Again, I summon this guy and I was really getting nervous right now. I hit 26,000 souls, which is a lot of not souls. Why do I keep saying souls? It's blood echoes. I have 26,000 blood echoes and it's in the boss arena, and this guy is a pain. So my main point right now is to actually go in the boss fight. First get my blood echoes before I fight him. Anyway, I wait for my guy. Run, nearly die, dodge just in time, get my blood echoes, and then I can fight him properly. Again, I only realized like during this fight that I'm not supposed to lock onto the enemy, but well, we learned the hard way. Like right here, I decided not to lock onto him. Okay, now that AoE attack, subject I forgot to mention, it does a lot of damage, but has a very weak range. I mean like super weak. Not weak, small range. Now spoiler alert, I'm about to die somewhere right here. I know I get like to half the boss's health. I was like really getting excited. I'm like, I'm gonna defeat this guy on my second try, but the game had other plans for me. Look at that. I dodged the second AoE. I think the third AoE he does, I kinda die to it. Okay, now this is where I think I die. He does a fourth AoE. I get cornered. He turns around, smacks me. I'm left like, as you can see, 1% of my HP. And then I die. That's the thing. In any Souls game, you can be the most overpowered guy. As you see, I have a +6 Ludwig's Holy Blade. Now ask anyone who played Bloodborne how powerful that weapon is, and having a +6 before Vicar Amelia, they'll tell you that's overpowered. But with that overpowered weapon, you will struggle with any Soulsborne game. That's how the games are built. They're built to be challenged. These games are not easy. Not in the slightest. So anyway, I think I defeat him on my third try right now. If I'm not mistaken, or do I die one more time? We'll see. Like I said, just run past all of these enemies. Even though they come so close, they won't follow you into the tunnel, nor into the boss fight. So you'll be A-okay. Just run past them. So this time, yeah, I decided to not rush this fight. I said, let me take it nice and easy. Deal damage when I can. Pull out when it gets a bit too risky. Like that's the main thing. Like don't get greedy for damage. Getting greedy for damage is the main thing that's gonna kill you in this game. So essentially, I bait an attack from him, and I go grab my echoes, and now I can fight him properly. You see, like I'm half health, I won't rush him for damage, I'll rather pull out, heal, and then rush him. I do get caught by an AoE attack. That was my fault. I should have seen that coming from a mile away. And that one, I should have dodged that one. I took too much unnecessary damage. That's the main thing. Also another tip for any Soulsbourn game. Do not take a lot of unnecessary damage. Try to dodge all the attacks that you can. Don't try to tank any attack, even though if you play a tanky build, don't tank any attack. Because those snippets of damage add up and that one shot can really come up on you. See, I deal a lot of damage. Even though he's down on the ground, I first heal before I fight. And the nice thing about Bloodborne, you have a already set requirement of healing items, meaning each blood vial heals you 20% of your health, no matter how much health you have. So you don't need to worry about having half health and using one blood vial only heals you a certain amount. So if you need to heal, just go and do it. You have like 20 of those, so you're not handicapped by only having 3 or 5 like in Dark Souls games. And oh, another thing is, the most important thing, whack at this guy's ankles. Hit his ankles, he'll drop down to the floor, allowing you to deal a massive amount of damage. Even his lightning debuff will stop. Like as you can see, once he's on the ground, he stops having his lightning debuff and he's just a regular beast type enemy that you can kill. And right here, I killed him. I was so excited because I haven't defeated this guy like on my 3rd try. Normally it's my 4th or 5th try because I fight him super early on. Which if you fight him on later in the game, he's a lot more easier, but I actually preferred fighting him so early on. It was better for me. And for the build that I'm trying to do. But as a new player, I've said this a million times throughout the video, I do not recommend it. Okay, now opening this door takes you to Old Yharnam. It's a super early on area, like finding the secret hidden door passage was so cool on my first playthrough, I remember. Because that's like a massive shortcut, like this unseen village is like right next to Old Yharnam. And they're both very low heavy areas, which is so cool. But anyway, I come back to the Hunter's Dream. I use up all the gold bloods that I have. I get the sweet 51,000 blood echoes and I level up. So like I said, I want to aim for 30 vitality and 25 strength at this point before I decide to level up endurance or skill. This is going to be a quality build. Like I said before, it's going to be a very quality heavy build. I might just like switch around my weapons a bit in these early areas because there's a bunch of twin shards, but later on chunks are really rare, so I might just have to stick with my Ludwig's Holy Blade until the DLC. Anyway, I level up. I put 2 into vitality and 2 into strength. Okay, and another thing is, once you defeat the Witches of Havoc, you're gonna get the workshop item that allows you to put on runes. Now runes give you different abilities. They can be leveled up if you find higher tier runes in chalice dungeons or throughout the world. So basically what runes do, they give you for example the communion rune gives you a higher amount of blood vial. Lake rune increases your defense. Moon rune gives you more blood echoes so you can level up. So there's basically all kinds of different types of runes that you can equip while traveling the world, and will make your life a lot more easier. So basically I see if I have any blood gems. So I think I decided to use the Saw Cleaver as my secondary weapon because it's a rated, it deals more damage to beast type enemies. Having Ludwig's Holy Blade for like regular enemies and beast types, I'll just use that weapon. And I do need one more twin shot, so upgrade my flame sprayer to plus for 3, which I'm gonna be doing in the next episode. And I'll just put on my proper armor set because I do not like the hunter's garb. That thing does not look nice. The black church garb, not the hunter's garb. But anyway, I think this is it. Thank you for joining in, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Okay, you might not see me fight Vicar Amelia, but I will be doing either the Kainer's Castle or Forbidden Woods in the next episode. Other than that, see you guys in the next one.